Namaskar. Welcome to another learning session on the course English for Personal and Professional Development. I'm Dr. Neha Purohit, and today we are now going to move to our professional side, professional requirements. The moment we talk about profession, we go back to different stages. And आपके प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में सबसे पहली स्टेज होती है इंटरव्यू को फेस करना. बट हैव यू एवर नोटिस्ड कि इस इंटरव्यू को फेस करने से भी पहले कुछ तैयारियां हैं जो हमें करनी पड़ती हैं. येस, वी हैव टू मेक सर्टेन प्रेपरेशंस टू बी एबल टू प्रेजेंट आवरसेल्व्स एज अ प्रोस्पेक्टिव प्रोफेशनल. और ऐसी ही एक तैयारी है CV एंड रिज्यूमे. Everybody who wants to go for an interview everybody has to make a CV or a resume. So, today we are going to look at what is a CV, why is it required, and the things like that. So, what are the learning objectives of this session? We are going to look at several things. What is CV and resume? What is the meaning and what is the difference? क्या ये दोनों चीज़ें सेम है? क्या ये दोनों चीज़ें अलग हैं? अगर ये अलग हैं तो कितनी अलग है? So we are going to look at all these questions. Types of CVs. कितने तरह के CVs और resume बनाए जा सकते हैं? Is there any standard format जो सभी बनाते हैं या हम अपनी मर्जी से कुछ चेंज कर सकते हैं? So these are the questions that basically trouble people who really want to learn how to make their resumes. The do's and don'ts in writing a CV or a resume. बहुत बार हम CV बनाते समय, resume बनाते समय कई प्रकार की गलतियां करते हैं और आपको पता नहीं चलता वो एक छोटी सी गलती आपके ये बहुत बड़ा ट्रबल क्रिएट कर सकती है. उस एक छोटी सी गलती की वजह से आप हाथ में आई हुई नौकरी गंवा सकते हैं. So we have to take care of all these things. And we are going to have some samples, कुछ छोटे छोटे examples, कुछ sample CVs and resumes हम आज देखेंगे जिससे हमें पता चले if I have to create a CV or a resume for myself, how would it look? So let's start. Now, what is a CV and a resume? CV, curriculum vitae. लैटिन में मतलब होता है कोर्स ऑफ योर लाइफ. दैट मीन्स आपने अपनी लाइफ में जो कुछ भी किया, दैट इज व्हाट द कोर्स इज रिकॉर्डेड इन अ CV. बट क्या हम सारी चीज़ें इंक्लूड करते हैं? डू आई इंक्लूड माई पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन लाइक माई हाइट, वेट, कॉम्प्लेक्शन, माई कास्ट? नो, दैट इज इन बायोडेटा. And biodata is a very different term. Biodatas are used when people go for prospective marriages, prospective proposals for marriages. CV and resume, they are different things. In simple terms, CV or a resume is a formal document which demonstrates your skill sets and experience. Whenever you make a CV or a resume, there are two things that should be prominently visible: your skills as well as your experience. But both these things are different. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपके पास experience हो. तो क्या आप अपना CV या resume नहीं बना सकते? We are going to look at these questions also. As I said, this is a formal document. It's not an informal document. That is why you're not supposed to write anything which is not covered in the formal perspective. जैसे मैंने बताया, आपकी height, complexion, the caste you belong to, these are not included in your resume. And this is a document for the recruiter. Because if you have a good CV or a good resume, you have better chances of being selected because the recruiter will decide whether to hire you or not, also on the basis of the resume or the CV that you present. Now, what is the difference? दोनों में कुछ difference है. कई जगह CV एंड रेज्यूमे को इंटरचेंजेबल टर्म्स की तरह यूज किया जाता है. दैट मीन्स यू मे कॉल इट अ CV, यू मे कॉल इट अ रेज्यूमे, बट देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. सी, सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस ये है, एज आई टोल्ड यू, इन लैटिन CV इज अ कोर्स ऑफ लाइफ, द एक्शंस ऑफ योर लाइफ. नाउ what does it include? It CV is a detailed document. Difference number 1. CV है वो एक डिटेल्ड डॉक्यूमेंट है जिसके अंदर आप अपने अचीवमेंट्स, क्वालिफिकेशंस, एसोसिएशन मतलब कितनी प्रोफेशनल बॉडीज के साथ आप एसोसिएटेड हैं, आपके अवार्ड्स और स्किल्स, इन सभी चीज़ों की जानकारी देते हैं. रेज्यूमे is a concise document, is shorter than your CV, because if you are a fresher, you may say, I don't have any experience. Now what do I write? So for that case, you may not write it as a curriculum vitae, you will call it a resume. So a resume is a concise document, is a shorter document. It does not focus on your experiences because you may not have a lot of experience, but you may have skills and achievements. As a student, as a fresher, it is very likely कि आपकी skills बहुत अच्छी हो सकती हैं, आपके achievements बहुत अच्छे हो सकते हैं. So you will focus on your skills and achievements. Generally speaking, a CV goes with an experienced candidate. A person, suppose, has worked for more than 10 years. Now, if I have to go for another job, and if I have to present a formal document out of these two, because I have devoted years to my profession, I will not present a resume. I will call it a curriculum vitae, because I will focus on my all these achievements, qualifications, associations and experience. But if there is a fresher, a resume may be the case. So I hope you have understood the difference, CV and resume. If you are going for your first job, call it a resume. Now types. How many types of CV or resume you will find? Well, basically 3. First is a chronological, second one is called a functional, and third one is called a combination CV. What is a chronological one? आपने अक्सर देखा होगा that we are suggested to begin from the most recent to the late. So if I am a fresher and I am a graduate, in the column of my qualification, I will start with the most recent qualification and then. So for example, if I am a postgraduate, I will start with postgraduate degree, graduation, 12th, 10th. In this way, I am arranging my things in a chronological order, starting from the most recent. Well, it is said that recruiters prefer this kind of a CV. They would like to know, even in a CV, they would like to know what is your most recent experience. And in that most recent experience, what are the responsibilities that you have been looking at. So, it is preferred by employees. And after that, we come to the functional. In a functional CV, we focus more on skills. Now, suppose I am a candidate who has gaps in experience, who has gaps in qualification. कि किन्हीं कारणों से 2 साल पढ़ाई छूट गई, किन्हीं कारणों से मैंने 5 साल कोई जॉब नहीं करी. So, if I leave my gaps unattended in my CV, the recruiter will definitely ask me questions. So, what is the solution? The solution is focus on skills, focus on achievements. So, in a functional CV, we highlight, we focus on our achievements and skills, experience, thoda sa side mein. Now, this is good for the people who have gaps or who are changing their jobs currently more often. इसके बाद the third type comes out to be the combination CV. Combination, as the name suggests, is a combination of both chronological and functional. So if you are a skillful person, if you think that there is not much of an experience to be showcased, go for functional. If you think that you do not have too many skills and achievements to showcase, go for chronological. Or if you think you stand at the middle position, go for the combination. Generally, I have seen people, a large number of people go for combination CVs because it suits majority of the people. Choice is all yours, but as a fresher, let's go for simple things. We may have a combination CV because we are not in a position to decide whether functional or chronological. Now, a CV or a resume has different segments. What are these segments? Every document in a CV or a resume is divided into three segments: the top part, the middle part, and the bottom part. What does the top part tell us? The top part tells our details such as name, address, contact details. That means अगर आपको contact किया जाए तो आपका phone number क्या है, आपका mail ID क्या है. Then some of the recruiters may demand a career objective. आप किस vision के साथ, किस aim के साथ एक particular job join करना चाहते हैं. कुछ recruiters कहते हैं हमें career objective नहीं चाहिए. We want a summary. We want a small statement about yourself. So it depends, and for that you will have to do a lot of homework. आप जिस भी job के लिए apply कर रहे हैं, please go through the website, the documents, the mails that they have sent you and understand their demands. If they are looking for a career objective, make a career objective. Now for career objective, it is very important to understand that this is also a very personal thing. Well, in my course of experience, I have seen that people take this segment most casually. They go to any computer operator, उनसे बात करते हैं कि आपके पास क्या कोई CV का format available है, and they get the career objective copy. Now, how can someone else's career objective be yours? किसी और ने अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव के साथ जो जॉब ज्वाइन किया या अपनी लाइफ में जो एम सेट किया, वो सेम एम आपका कैसे हो सकता है? एंड फॉर दैट पर्पज इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू हैव अ डेफिनेट करियर ऑब्जेक्टिव. नाउ अगेन द क्वेश्चन इज, अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम स्टूडेंट्स आस्क कि हमें करियर ऑब्जेक्टिव में क्या लिखना चाहिए? See, the career objective, if you are applying as a fresher, it has to be very simple. Your immediate objective is to find a job that helps you learn more and helps you grow in your career ladder. एक ऐसी जॉब जो आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिखाए और आगे बढ़ने में मदद करे. That can be one of the simplest career objective, and that is an honest statement. Because you've just got out of your education, you are still a fresher, you do not have too much of a broader vision, you understand things step by step. So ask yourself, this may be my career objective, it may not be yours. So you need to ask yourself honestly, why do I want to join this job? Never do that. My aim is to go for a government job, ये job तो मैं time pass के लिए कर रहा हूँ. Whereas in your career objective, something else is written. So career objective has to be made simple. Middle portion में जब हम आते हैं, so we talk about qualifications, your experience, your skills and achievements. If you have achieved something, if you have got some awards, all these things will be calculated like that. And in the bottom part, we may be asked to write our hobbies and interests. Now these hobbies and interests is also one of the most controversial areas. I'm calling it controversial because candidates make it more controversial. I have seen a lot of CVs, resumes, where people mention sleeping is my hobby. How can sleeping be your hobby? Eating is my hobby. Watching TV is my hobby. You need to understand the difference between hobbies and interests. There may be people who do not have any hobby. So do not mention hobbies just vaguely. If reading is not your hobby, do not mention it. Mention things which you are interested in. right? Do not name the word hobbies. And you may be asked declarations and signatures. In CVs, sometimes people call for references also. So again, I'm telling you, you have to prepare, you have to customize your CV and resume accordingly. Now, look at the do's and don'ts of a CV. We are going to look at first the do's of a CV and resume writing. ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जो हमें ध्यान रखनी है? सबसे पहली बात, इंक्लूड प्रॉपर कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स. आपने 3 साल पहले एक CV या रेज्यूमे बनाया, इसमें आपका ईमेल आईडी पुराना था, फोन नंबर पुराना था, एड्रेस पुराना था, एंड यू फॉरगॉट टू अपडेट इट. नाउ दिस इज अ ब्लंडर. एज आई टोल्ड यू इन द बिगनिंग, छोटी छोटी गलतियां कई बार बहुत भारी पड़ सकती हैं. आपके हाथ में आई हुई नौकरी आप गंवा सकते हैं, जस्ट बिकॉज वी वर नॉट केयरफुल अबाउट आर कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स. एक बहुत छोटी सी गलती है, बट you have to take care. Add real personal attributes. Well, we have also seen examples when people were asked to talk about themselves in their profile. अपने बारे में personal details, personal attributes के बारे में जब वो लिखते हैं, so they say I'm very hardworking, punctual, honest, this and that. Now they may not be like that, and there will definitely be questions in the interview if you are mentioning your attributes vaguely, just picking nice words from here and there, and then you are caught. You may lose your job because you have not added real personal attributes. I am a leader. I have great leadership skills, but the CV does not mention how have you led. How have you been a good leader? The CV does not show it at all. There will be questions in the interview and you will be trapped. So it is very important that we add real personal details. Then focus on your contribution. Instead of just saying I am this and I am that, focus on what I have done. I have been able to raise funds for my company. I have been able to contribute to a particular inspection. So this is how you basically talk about actions that you have done, the contributions that you have done, and not just vaguely saying I am this and I am that. Well, nobody is going to believe you if you talk about yourself vaguely. Highlight your details according to the opportunity. Now, every CV, every resume has to be tailor-made. Tailor-made का मतलब है ready-made CV, resume नहीं चलना चाहिए. आपको अपनी पर्टिकुलर जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी के हिसाब से उसे कस्टमाइज करना है. उसमें कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ है जो एक्स्ट्रा जा रही है जिसको आप हटा सकते हैं, या कोई ऐसी चीज़ जो मिसिंग है उसको आप डाल सकते हैं. नाउ इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सेल्स job opportunity, and if there is a job opportunity which talks about management, both these things are different, right? So you have to make your CVs accordingly. उसके हिसाब से, अपनी अपॉर्चुनिटी के हिसाब से आपको अपनी स्ट्रेंथ को हाईलाइट करना होता है. एंड वर्क ऑन योर प्रेजेंटेशन. प्लीज बी वेरी केयरफुल. व्हाट फॉन्ट साइज हैव यू यूज्ड, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कलर्स हैव यू यूज्ड. वी हैव सीन that sometimes the resume, because it has been drawn from somewhere, it has been taken from some other person, has been made without any effort, and it's too colorful. Use formal colors, black, navy blue. These are formal colors. Don't make your CV and resume too colorful. Not more than 2 inks. So this will add to the presentation. Now we come to the don'ts of CV and resume writing. What are the things that we have to take care? कौन सी चीज़ों के बारे में आपको ध्यान रखना है? Don't be casual about punctuation, grammar and spelling. A very important aspect. I have seen several resumes where people do not even punctuate their names properly. अपने नाम का पहला अक्षर small letter में लिख दिया. This is a blunder. This shows how casual you are. And when I asked those candidates, why did you do that? They told me that I have drawn this template from net. उसमें क्योंकि नाम small में लिखा हुआ था, So my name also got written in small letters. But this shows the carelessness on the part of the candidate. You need to go through everything. There are grammatical mistakes, there are spelling mistakes. Well, this will not get you the job you desire. Because in the very first thing, you have not gone through your own CV or resume. Avoid this. Don't make unprofessional mail IDs. Crazy Cinderella at dashmail.com. Now, this kind of a mail ID, do you think looks professional? There are a lot of people who have this habit of standing out from the crowd, जिनकी आदत होती है कुछ अलग दिखने की. Well, आप अलग दिखिए, but not in terms of your mail ID. Mail ID अगर personal use के लिए कर रहे हैं, well, you can use any name you want. But if you're writing your mail ID for a particular job, please be sure that the mail ID is formal. Then don't leave gaps in education or career unattended. So as I told you, 2 साल का gap हो गया, 5 साल का gap हो गया. You need to be prepared because the recruiter is also going to ask. So in that case, you may go for a functional CV or a resume which focuses on your strengths and skills rather than these chronology. Don't lie about hobbies and interests. Now, a lot of people have written, they have lied about their hobbies and interests freely. Painting is my hobby. Now, see, hobbies and interests is something that interests the recruiter. And this is also one of the areas that the recruiter has to trap the candidate. So, if I say, painting is my hobby, and I do not know about Madhubani paintings, as a practitioner of my hobby, I'm also supposed to know. So if playing volleyball is your hobby, you need to understand what are the various rules, regulations. आपसे किसी भी direction में question पूछे जा सकते हैं. You have to be prepared for that. So if you lie about your hobbies, you will not be able to answer. But if you mention only your real hobbies, you will be full of responses. Now what if you do not have any hobbies? हो सकता है आपकी कोई हॉबीज ही ना हो. Watching TV, sleeping, eating, watching cricket is not a hobby because you are not productively involved into that. It is only a pastime. It is only an interest. So जहाँ पे आप actively involved हैं, that may be called a hobby. But if you are only passively watching others doing something, that is interest. So listening to music is not a hobby. Is an interest that you show. Singing is a hobby. Playing a musical instrument is a hobby. So do that. Don't make your CV very long. You may be a person with an illustrious career. एक बहुत ही अच्छे career के आप स्वामी हो सकते हैं, but do not make it too long. You may want your CV to go beyond 15 pages, 10 pages. Well, the recruiter will not like it. So customize it as I told you. Make it tailor-made. For a fresher, 1-page resume will do the things if made properly. Now, sample. As I assume that there are a lot of students who are watching this video and they would like to know how to make a resume. So this is one template where it shows that you have a space for photographs. You write your name and look at the font size also. See, there aren't many colors. It looks black and white, which is okay. You have your designation. If you do not have a designation, leave that. Telephone number, address, email, everything written with a slide. Objective, as I told you, be very careful what you are writing as an objective. It should not be too long. 2 lines, 2.5 lines, 3 lines, just sufficient. Experience, if you have, then mention it chronologically. Education, chronologically. Skills, whatever you think you should highlight, then mention that, and hobbies. Now, also, some of the recruiters may want a declaration from your side. If they have asked for that, do that. That all the details submitted by me are true and you put your signatures. If They ask for references. References are generally asked for senior experienced people. So you may skip that. So go through the guidelines. What is it that has been demanded? But these are the major segments: personal details, career objective, experience, skills and hobbies. These are your resume. Now CV. As you may see, 2 pages are covered for that, and there are multiple segments. Let's look at the segments first. Main segments are your personal details, which are there in your resume also, your profile. So instead of a career objective, they have asked for your personal summary, your profile, experience, education, technical qualification. So if you are qualified professionally or technically, you are supposed to write a technical qualification also, your achievements and preferences. So here it goes. Now it's very important to note down certain things. The contact has one column. So the entire page has been very smartly used. Now imagine if everything comes down like this, it will come down to 3 to 4 pages. But the smart use of the page enables us to make it a crisp CV, and which is what is preferred by recruiters. Contact, first name, second name. So this is basically up to you if you want to change it. अगर आप इसको अपने हिसाब से डिजाइन करना चाहते हैं, you can change it. You may also add a photograph of yours if you want. Education. Now they start with the profile, the career summary for more experienced people, and the professional experience. Here we do not start with qualification. We are starting with experience, and that too in the chronology. ये कुछ और year है, ये कुछ और year है, ये कुछ और year, because this is just a sample. Nothing is visible to you. The only thing that is visible to you is the heading. So I'm telling you, everything is chronological, starting from the most recent, then later, and then later. Okay. So again, smart use of page tells us tools and software. If the particular person has worked on specific tools and software, a special column. If there is anything that you want to highlight, additional information, references. On this side, again, the person is continuing with education and qualification. Focus is on experience, and the experience is coming down till here. So this particular example is an example of an experienced candidate, and towards the end, achievements or skills or awards have been highlighted. So for students, we go for the previous sample. For people who have gained some experience in their professional journey, they may go with this kind of. And believe me, this is not the standard format. There are hundreds and thousands of formats available on the internet. They are called templates. उन templates को आप PDF में download करके या simple word file में download करके you can make your own CV. There are a lot of websites which help you create your CVs and resumes. Take help of that also. Otherwise, you can try making a resume or CV with this. So we have talked about how of CV writing, but there is a lot more because there are two angles: how to go about a thing and what to do about a thing. So in our coming videos, we are going to talk about more of CV and resume writing. Till then, thank you so much. Happy learning. I, Neha Purohit, signing off for now. Thank you so much.